Hey guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video, and I'm going to be talking about the Chelsea Manchester United game. So the game finished, Manchester United won, Chelsea won at Old Trafford, and I'm very torn about the result, to be honest with you. I mean, at the end of the day, you could look at it from a point as something to take away from Old Trafford for the next game of the weekend, but at the same time, I also feel like from aspects of play, especially in the first half, it seems like a pretty frustrating result. So let's talk about the game. I think first half was by far the weakest from both sides, really. Just really lack of quality from both sides and just really slow and sluggish. And I just don't think really both sides really turned up in that first half. There was just like so many instances of, counter-attacking play or just trying to transition the ball from defense to attack that was just really just not really clicking and moving forward. But I mean, apart from that, really, from a pretty poor first half that I could look at from both sides. Second half, until the penalty that Manchester United got, I felt a bit more of an intensity, came up, really. So United got a penalty and they scored through Bruno Fernandes. It was a pretty sloppy challenge from Sanchez, who yet again gives away another penalty. It's a really big question about the discipline of this Chelsea team, especially like considering, you can't really pinpoint on Sanchez, but there was also like an aspect of play that Fofana just completely misjudges his header and just leaves Højlund with so much time again one-on-one against Sanchez. And obviously in a situation like that, I think the goalkeeper kind of had no option, but at the same time, he should have really just, close the gap and not make a challenge. But yeah, apart from that, it was a good response from Chelsea to get back in the game, and Caicedo scored a really good goal, really first time finish, who I definitely was probably Chelsea's best player in the game, 100%. He was really good in the midfield, really making a lot of challenges, lots of tackles to try and get the play going. But even when trying to get the play going in the attack, it just didn't click. I mean, I think the only real player in attack that I really thought stood out was Pedro Neto. Apart from that, it was just another invisible performance from like Madueke, Palmer, Jackson. I just don't get it. It's another big six side away from home, and they don't really, in my view, show their quality when it comes to these sort of games for those sort of occasions, really. But yeah, I don't want to really be overly critical about the game. At the end of the day, it's a point to be taken away from something. I mean, considering that Manchester United also sacked Erik ten Hag, and now they've got Ruud van Nistelrooy as interim manager until the new manager comes in, I think they were expecting to get a lift from the previous games. Considering this was Manchester United's worst start to the season, it kind of felt that they needed to get an uplift and actually a response going. And I think they definitely did show that. It definitely looked like they were showing more fight, and they did try and stifle our attacking play, which I would say they did well. I mean, I think Chelsea did kind of the same thing with Manchester United. There were like some moments Manchester United did have, and Chelsea did well to deal with certain situations. There were like some moments where Manchester United had like a clear striker goal. I think times when Garnacho and Fernandes had a lot of time and they just fluffed their efforts. But realistically, I think for both sides, I don't think really any of them really deserved a victory from the balance of play. Now, there were some moments of debate, I think, considering that there was like certain moments from the game, such as Chelsea's potential penalty claim when Martinez had a lash at Levi Colwill. I personally didn't really think it was a penalty. I mean, it looks like that it didn't. I think Martinez didn't really clip Colwill, and I don't really think there was a genuine shout for a penalty at that phase. So I don't really think there was much debate with that one. However, I do think there was a little bit of a question when Martinez did have a very high challenge and clipped Cole Palmer's knee. That looked very suspicious. It was a bit of a high challenge, and it did look very rash. And I thought maybe getting away with a red card, it was pretty fortunate on that part. I don't think that would have impacted the game. It was really late in added time. So whether you would have argued for a red card or not, I genuinely don't think that would have changed the outcome of the game at all. But it kind of leaves questions about certain consistency of refereeing, like with challenges, what's deemed a high challenge and not, and certainly what's deemed serious foul play, because there is potential debate. Like there are probably like less challenges that might be given as a red versus a yellow, but who knows? I mean, I'm not part of refereeing or the VAR team to really know that. But apart from that, I just think it was just a fair draw, really. And I think there are like some frustrations that you could look at from Chelsea's side as well as Manchester United side, that either side could have won it on a given day, really. But at the same time, it's not great for like Chelsea's perspective. Again, another big six side or an established top six side away from home. We're not getting a win out of these games or controlling the games, really. And it's a bit disappointing that Chelsea can't really seem to get something from it. I know a draw is already a result, like maybe it's a point, I get that, but you know, we're not really showing a dominant display to get a win or look like winning at all. And I didn't really feel like throughout the game Chelsea looked like they could get a winning goal. I really hate to say that. And I am kind of a little bit questioning whether Chelsea have really made much improvements this season. I know it's still 10 games in, but as far as I've seen it throughout the season, it just feels that there aren't really like so many glimpses of play that I look from Chelsea from last year to now. New manager, some new signings, you know, some of the players from last season getting more of the experience and time for this season, that they really showed much of an improvement. So I am kind of debating that a little bit. But now going into the next weekend, Chelsea are fourth. They got another tough game against Arsenal. At the moment, Chelsea are above Arsenal on goal difference, but also Arsenal are looking to get a real response considering they lost to Newcastle. But hopefully, maybe potentially things can be better than what they are. But it hasn't really been the greatest set of results, considering that Chelsea got a pretty poor performance against Newcastle on the midweek game in the League Cup. And I wasn't convinced that there was much of a response from this game. But that's probably because there was probably a lot of changes from the last game. But yeah, hopefully things could get better. Hopefully Chelsea probably can get a win against a big six side away from home. Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you think of the game. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you want to dislike. Thank you for watching. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.